Yeah, you got that yummy, 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 yummy. Yeah, you got that yummy, 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 yummy. Hello, and in today's video we're doing Premier League predictions for match week number 15 of the 2021 to 22 season. And that was the song of the weekend, Yummy, by Justin Bieber. And it's in my head, to be honest, after watching good old I'm a Celeb. And if you haven't checked it out, do give it a watch. Obviously, it's getting into the swing of things now, but Naughty Boy is always that devilish, naughty character. But no, he's been really great fun, and the trials this year have been fun to watch, and you got to just rate David Ginola, what a beast of a man, and Simon Grayson, Naughty Boy, for snuggling in salt and pepper when it's I'm a Celebrity. You just got to live up to the situation. But no, we're digressing a little bit. But yeah, that was the song of the week. So what is the theme of the week for match week 15? I don't know why. I've just got this feeling, right, with Watford playing Manchester City this game. I've got this kind of like, office vibe. So it's The Office. And I know what you're going to be thinking, right? Surely it's the English one. I'm sorry. It's not this week, but it's the American Office because let's face it. It might be funnier. I don't know. It's a close one, but it is just very, very funny. So all the gifs obviously come from the American Office very often. It's class. It is absolutely class. Yeah, so go watch a bit of The Office, why not? But also, I can tell you that the phrase of the weekend, because we're feeling a bit officey, we're feeling a bit of worky vibes this weekend. So, will it be an A star from the teams this week, or will it be an F? Are they going to fail these matches, or will they go through with top grades after an impressive performance? We shall find out. But before I do get into my, Office themed predictions for this week, do make sure you smash a like on the video. Really appreciate the support recently. And we will also go through the predictions league. Remember, anytime someone comments on these predictions videos, I put that into the predictions league system, calculate it all up, and then the next week we look back at how it stands ahead of the upcoming round of games, and we're going to do that once again. So yeah, do comment your score predictions down below ahead of match week 15. But yeah, it's going to be a good one. Now, looking back at last week, I am a bit annoyed, basically, because I had a lot of decent predictions, but they were just not decent enough, right? So I knew Liverpool would win. I thought they would win fairly comfortably. But I did also think that, Everton would put up a fight. They were awful. They lost 4-1. I said 2-1. I also thought that we would lose fairly comfortably to Chelsea. And that was right in terms of scoreline. It was 2-1, so it's not comfortable. I predicted 3-1. But performance-wise, we should have won that game, or at least get a draw from that. We were so dominant. Chelsea were really average and really they weren't playing well, but they're clinical. That's the nature of a team like Chelsea. So yeah, I was very unlucky. 1 goal away there. We did also get a correct goal difference in that Southampton-Leicester game. We went for a draw. Those games often are, so I felt it, and it did happen. And also, we were just so unfortunate in the which one was it? The Man City game, because we knew there'd be 3 goals in the match, and what happens? Villa score a very rare one, and it's 2-1 instead of 3-0. But anyway, we're getting a little bit bogged down by it. But basically, we are going to quickly recap over week 13 as well, because I know that we did a week 13 and 14 combined video. So just for anyone that missed that, it's all in one place. So we had an absolute splendid game week 13 in the predictions. We got 2 correct score lines. Let's go. Absolutely world class. So yeah, we got a 5-pointer, Man City West Ham. Get in there, my son. We said 2-1. We also got an Arsenal Newcastle correct result. 1 goal away though, 3-0. And also a result in the Liverpool Southampton win. We said Liverpool, and the Burnley Spurs game getting postponed was a bit of a shame, but we still had a good week because we also got a correct score in Brentford 1, Everton 0, and I actually predicted an Ivan Toney goal. So absolutely bossed game week 13. Unlucky for some, but not for me. And then looking back at how I got on this week, obviously I mentioned the correct result for the Chelsea game. the correct goal difference to Southampton. But elsewhere, Man City correct result and a correct goal difference for the Spurs win over Brentford. I thought they'd win by 2 goals. That's exactly what happened, but I predicted 3-1 rather than 2-0. So very, very good week in week 13 for sure. I was absolutely buzzing with it, to be honest. Getting a total point tally of 12. But what did we get on in game week 14? I can in fact reveal that it was a very bang average score, but you know, we go again for week 15. We ended up finishing on a total of 9 points, I do believe. Yep, that was it. So yeah, not too bad, but we can do better. So let's roll on to week 15. But before we do, let me tell you the updated predictions league. So I can in fact reveal in reverse order. So I don't think we've got any new applicants, new contestants who have put in their predictions. But like I said, make that jump and put your predictions in for sure. It would be great fun to see them. We didn't get any comments in the first video, so the week 13 predictions. But in the week 14 predictions, so the second video, the part 2 of that kind of bundle, we did get some predictions in, so I really appreciate that. Great predictions as well, by the way. Can I just say, you know, the standard in this predictions league this season is fantastic. That's why I'm struggling so much to pull the gap, because you know, it's just been great predictions. But DK Jones, thanks for his predictions from game week 14, and actually had a pretty good week, to be fair to him. 7 points, not too bad. A lot of shocks this week, so you can be pretty happy with that, I think. And then Douglas, fair play, mate. You're doing so well at the minute. Very, very, very strong. Once again from Douglas. You know, he just gets it consistently, and did get a correct scoreline in the Watford-Chelsea game, and 3 correct goal differences Villa Man City. He also said 3-0 in the Liverpool game, and it was obviously 4-1, so that's another correct goal difference, and he also got another correct goal difference. So yeah, unbelievable stuff really from Douglas. He's just doing so well in this predictions league. So 15 points is certainly showing that intent, and that means that after game week 14, Douglas is on an overall total of 153. Unbelievable stuff. Obviously, after week 13, he was sitting on 138 with a correct score in the Arsenal-Newcastle game, and also another correct score thrown in for fun, a correct goal difference, and also a correct result. So yeah, unbelievable really. He's just stretching the lead. But what is the gap basically to me? So I'm sitting in second actually, and I'm still not too bad in terms of my form, but considering after week 12 I was on 107 points, I did pretty well. So obviously we mentioned week 13, very good 12-pointer, but then last week we did get ourselves a little bit more disappointing overall score, but you know, we're not going to be too bogged down by it. I still think that 9 points is decent, but does mean now we're on 128 overall, which is not bad at all. Not bad at all. So we've just got a big task to pull anything back really for Douglas. But in third place, I can in fact reveal that it is, of course, none other than it's DK Jones. Unbelievable, Jeff. And I tell you why it is, because in third was Potluck Football for a long time. Then he's not predicting recently, and they have not stayed in third. They've slipped down to fourth. In third, DK Jones. Thanks for your predictions, mate. As I said, 7 in game week 14, and that is 25 overall. So decent stuff, to be fair. He did get a correct Liverpool-Everton score, so you got to give him that, and a couple of correct results. In fourth now, though, moving down place, it is Potluck Football with 21. And then in fifth place, it is Footy Tom with 15. In sixth place, Pav Kapoor with 12. In sixth, I think we've just done that wrong, sorry. In fifth place, Footy Tom 15. In sixth place, it is Pav Kapoor with 12. In seventh, Chris Welch with 11. And finally, in eighth, it's SportCat01 with 8. So, do you want to join? I'm sure you do. Get it in the comments. But we are looking at week 15 this week, and it is a certainly interesting round of games. A few must-wins in here for some of the teams, but obviously it's so early on in the season, so whether you say there's any must wins. I say so early on. It's getting into the December fixtures now and getting into that hectic schedule. So we'll see. But let's start off with Manchester United, because of course this is the first match for Ralph Rangnick, or Ragnick I think it is actually. But you know, the guy that invented the Gegenpresser, like, they're going to be amazing at pressing, right? You think that, but it will take a few games for them to get into it. And is Ronaldo going to want to do that, right? But he's still an amazing work ethic for his age. He is unbelievable athlete. The amount of determination, work on the training ground, off the training ground, at home, he is just an unbelievable, driven human being, and that's coming out in success because he is just unbelievable. Best in the world for sure for me. And you know, he scores goals, 800 league goals or something like that, career goals. It is just unbeatable. So fair enough, Ronaldo. Another 2 against Arsenal, and he's just so composed from the penalty spot. Really good, straight down the middle. Not quite Troy Deeney-esque, but you know, he's getting there. So yeah, really, really good, and just shows why, you know, he was put back in, because against Chelsea didn't really start the game, and they didn't have that focal point up front. But I think nonetheless, Ronaldo's going to do well. I think whoever manager is in the club. I think some of the players like Pogba, like Donny van de Beek, should hopefully get a bit of a revival under Ragnick. But ultimately, right, I think Rangnick will be interesting, because he's come in with this philosophy. A lot of people might not have heard of him, but he's still a good manager, right? He didn't do a lot at Leipzig, I get it, but he's still got a solid foundation there. But we've said that a lot with previous managers that have come in, and then the Premier League's so different to what you expect. So yeah, it'll be an interesting one, but I think surely a new manager for the players to play for will only be a positive thing. After what Solskjaer had started to create, it was a group of players that were just not really playing for him and really playing for themselves, and that's never healthy. So obviously, very good win against Arsenal. Had to come back a few times to kind of get that result, but at the end of the day, Ronaldo steps up, and Fred makes himself a bit better, because he, you know, somehow stepped on De Gea for the first Smith Rowe goal and injured his own player. And then, of course, gets the assist for that Fernandes goal, sets up the penalty with winning that from a foolish tackle, really, from Odegaard. Didn't need to slide in, especially after he was the man who got them level. So, good win, but I don't know if they'll follow it up. It's not an easy game against Palace. I know they've been quite good recently, but obviously disappointing against Villa and against Leeds. But you know, Palace, they can score against big teams. We've seen it before. And actually, they have been a bit of a bogey team for Manchester United, beating them at Old Trafford last season, I think, with Zaha against his former team. He loves to do it. But they've beaten Man City before, so can they do it at the Old Trafford Stadium? I don't know. I am tempted to say a draw, but I just got to back Manchester United. With the new manager bounce, I'm saying Manchester United 2, Palace 0. And goal scorers, I don't think Ronaldo's going to score this one, because there's been rumours that he's got a slight injury. It might be false rumours, but I just don't know if he's going to, you know, follow up that amazing points. But he could easily score a hat-trick, so, you know, watch this space. He's that kind of player. But instead, I'll go for the first goal of the game for Manchester United from Marcus Rashford. And then the second goal for Manchester United, another tough one, but we're going to go for a little bit of Jadon Sancho. Great form he is showing at the minute. Now, it is West Ham versus Chelsea, a nice London derby can we think of the right word? Not soak your teeth into, to sink your teeth into. I knew I was close. Got there in the end. West Ham Chelsea is always an interesting match, because it's two sides that love attacking and love getting in each other's faces. And West Ham have done it against Chelsea at the past, and actually specifically at the London Stadium, they've been quite good at beating Chelsea. Now, this is not a game where I think West Ham will roll over. They will certainly be as competitive as with them, but obviously the recent form for West Ham has been a little bit worrying. A good, result against Liverpool, that shows their credentials, but then to slip up against Wolves was disappointing, and then obviously it was always going to be a tough game away to Man City, but they'll be at home for this one, so I think they should be feeling slightly better about themselves. Obviously, the draw against Brighton was disappointing, but Antonio had the ball in the net. Could he score and find a way past this Chelsea team? well, Chelsea defence is strong, so you never quite know. But Reece James should be back for fitness in this one. As well as someone like Hudson-Odoi who's been putting in good performances. So I can see actually this being a tough game for Chelsea, and they just find a point here. West Ham 1, Chelsea 1. Chelsea to score the goal through Reece James. I think he'll be back with a bang, assisted by Antonio Rudiger. But then the goal for West Ham United, I'm not going to say Antonio because he seems to be only their threat most of the time, or at least if it's not him, then it's struggling to see who else it could be. I'm going to go for a defender. I know that he's not played recently a lot, but now he's back in the team. I think he could get some attacking contributions. Vladimir Coufal with a rare goal for West Ham United. So, yeah, 1-1 draw there. 2 fullbacks on the score sheet. West Ham, obviously, they've been doing well, but in terms of results, we have struggled. However, our performances have been brilliant. So, if we can take that into this Manchester City game off the back of Chelsea, which obviously was a bit of a stop-starty match, the medical emergency, and brilliant to see how Watford dealt with that. And it's great to see that the man involved, I won't say his name just because I'm sure he wants to stay private, but Larry, I think it was, I won't say his surname, he had a cardiac arrest, and it's always awful. It's always a scary moment. We saw it in the Newcastle Spurs game, but yeah, so well done to the match physios and the stewards, and also Marcos Alonso as well. Some of the Watford players alerted them very, very quickly, so congrats to that. And it's great to see he's stabilised and he's on the way to hopefully being back soon as soon as possible. But yeah, in terms of on the football side of things, we were so brilliant against Chelsea. Every time we came forward, we looked a threat. We looked like we could score. And the problem the last few weeks has not been the attack, it's been the defence. Even without Ismail Assar, we've found ways to score. Emmanuel Dennis, he is not being talked about enough because he is on form with someone like Mohamed Salah. Like, he's that good in terms of goal contributions. He's been brilliant. And what an absolute bargain, 3 million from Club Brugge. Now, could he score again? Well, he's shown already he can score v Man United, score v Chelsea. I don't even think it's a surprise if he scores, but it's Man City. They're a very strong team. But we know City can be breakable. They can be beatable on the counter-attack, right? They got that soft centre. They did it against Palace. They did it against Wolves a few seasons back. When they lose possession and then on the counter, they can be punished. And that's exactly how we play. So I'm hoping we'll try and at least have a go of it. I know that this is always a game you're tempted to just sit 10 men behind the ball and try and soak up the pressure and just keep the score down. But, seasons gone past, we actually have chances missed against the likes of Man City where you could have had a opportunity there. Obviously, FA Cup final, that Pereira miss, we will never forget it. We showed how you can break effectively against Man City. But when teams do sit back against City, they often get punished. And, we've seen City obviously smash up this season, the likes of Norwich, the likes of Arsenal. So I also think, this is obviously a game you've got to take a pinch of salt from because they're unbelievable, Man City, and they're looking so strong. Torres is out, yeah, I hear you, and Grealish is not 100%. He did play and off the bench against his former team Villa on Wednesday, but I still feel like City, they've got so much strength and depth. Jesus is back in form, and I'm worried about him, to be honest. But Sterling always scores against us, so there's so many danger men. Bernardo Silva's in amazing form. If we keep the score down, then that's just the main objective. We often do get battered v City. So I don't want to say this because obviously I want to see us try and grind out a point if we're really, really lucky. But we would want to keep it down and try and keep the goal difference fairly respectable. But, I think it's not even disgrace to lose heavily to City. We saw, good teams this season do that and lose because they're just class. Pep Guardiola, best manager in the Prem for the last 5 years for me. Absolutely unreal. So, yeah, I will go for a Man City win, but don't be shocked to see Watford get a decent result because, like I've said, we've been playing really, really well recently. It's just defensively tightening up, still yet to get a clean sheet, and we're still struggling to create chances. We ultimately, I should say, take chances. We created a lot of chances against Leicester and took 2 of them. I was pretty happy with that, but obviously we defensively were quite poor. Much better defensively against Chelsea, but we just unlucky in the fact that Chelsea just took their chances. They didn't have many of them. But against Chelsea, we actually did pepper them with chances, more on target, more possession. We should have really won that game. So at the end of the day, if we can carry on those kind of chances, eventually they'll go in. But if we are on top of an opposition, we've got to make it count. And I think we'll accept we're probably not going to be on top of Man City unless something miraculous happens. Watford 1, Manchester City 3. I don't think Dennis will score this time, though. I know I've hyped it up, but I just don't think it will materialise this time. Instead, I think we'll see a goal for our defenders. We haven't seen enough of those, I think. So we're going to go for a little bit of Kiko Femenia, right? It's got to be done because he's such an attacking fullback, and I think he could do damage, especially if someone like Zinchenko is playing on the left. I know Walker's back from injury, so you could see Cancelo play on the left. I'm worried about Cancelo because our fullbacks often like to attack and not defend, and we could keep our attacking insight there, but not defend. And Cancelo just has all the room to shoot and cross. So yeah, we've got to watch out for that. But Kiko just give us a good start. We get the lead. We're gassed for a few minutes, and then fair enough. We'll take the L. But the goal from Kiko is going to be a ferocious volley from the edge of the box. He did score for United. He was unlucky, got ruled out. But I think he'll do it this time on 27 minutes. Lucky number 27. Now, moving on to Manchester City's goals, I think the first one for the Citizens is going to be Bernardo Silva. He's just so good right now. 43rd minute, so that will be a gutting blow. But you take 1-0 at half-time, I think. Just try and stay in the game for as long as possible. Then City will get another goal. You think, all right, fair enough. They're starting to stretch away. Gabriel Jesus, we did mention him. 57th minute goal. And then to end it off on a nice one for Manchester City, a 3-1 victory. You say, fair enough. They will get the goal from another fullback. I know. But it's Joao Cancelo because he's just so good. And he will get the brilliant volley in that top left corner. Now, we move on to the next one. Wolves v Liverpool. Obviously, Cancelo's goal probably going to be quite late on 82 or 3 minutes. 82, we'll stick with that. But Liverpool, I think they actually will just destroy Wolves. I know this is a sort of game that could be tight. I don't think 3-1 is a destroying, so we will take that. But Liverpool are unbelievable, right? The way they just dismantled their Merseyside rivals Everton was unbelievable. Liverpool, they've just got a great functioning team and so many options. Jota, great form. Salah, he's not scored a goal or an assist since match week 2. And we're in match week 15. It's actually crazy. So, yeah, best player in the Premier League on form right now. It is no doubting it. He is just so good. Obviously, best of all time has to be Ronaldo. But Salah, best at this time because he is just so good. Like, defences cannot stop him. As we saw in the third goal that Liverpool scored, like, you can try and get to him, you can try and stop him, but you're just not going to. Like, a mistake from Coleman doesn't matter. Salah's got the strength, the ability to just slot it in. And then the first goal from Salah was just, any other winger would think, oh, that's quite a tough chance. Not Salah. He curls it. He always has the conviction. It's just, he's a king. He's the king. He's not quite good as Joshua King, but he's the king now. All right, fair enough. What a signing that was from AS Roma a few seasons back. But it looking like he's just going to get the golden boot at this point. There's not even a competition for it. But no, to be fair, Vardy's fairly up there, I suppose, and Emmanuel Dennis could maybe push him. Let's see. I do think, though, Liverpool will get the win, and I could see a big Liverpool win. So I'm going to go 4-0. I'm going to go for it. Why not? We're going to do it. Liverpool 4, Wolves 0. Or actually, Wolves 0, Liverpool 4. It's at the Molineux Stadium. Jota to score first. Then Trent Alexander-Arnold with another special free kick. Mohamed Salah to get the third, though. And then the last goal for Liverpool is going to be Virgil van Dijk. Now, Everton-Arsenal. This is also a game I think could swing either way. Just because Everton can be that team that flatters to deceive one week and then the next week does look decent. I thought they did well to keep a clean sheet against Spurs. I also thought that they had positive signs in the game against Brentford in the fact they had chances, but they're still not creating enough chances. I do think Arsenal will get the victory, though. Honestly, they're missing so much right now, Everton, in terms of injuries, and Calvert-Lewin's your main man for that. But I still think, like, Arsenal are that team that they can also be up and down. Obviously, last week was really good against Man United. They're scoring goals. Smith Rowe's in great form. and they're scoring goals, across the pitch really. So they'll look at that game, especially I think Arsenal against Manchester United, the way that they just took the game to the Red Devils. They can do that against Everton, and they can make saves. Against Newcastle, Ramsdale was fantastic. Martinelli's in good form, goal and assist in the last 2 games. So I honestly do think he could be on the score sheet here. But I'm going to say a narrow result in the end. Everton 1, Arsenal 2. Arsenal to score first through Martinelli, but then Everton do get an equaliser through a man who's, obviously not had the best of form for his new club, but he moved from Arsenal. It's Alex Iwobi. And then the goal for Arsenal to get the victory, I'm going to go for a little bit of Ben White. The final goal for Arsenal. He's waited long, but it's worth the wait. Now, Spurs v Norwich. This is a controversial prediction, right? It's going to turn a few heads, but I actually think Norwich are going to score in this game. I've just got this sinking feeling that Spurs are not a defence we should be predicting to keep clean sheets. Now, I know they did it against Brentford, but Brentford were not great, to be honest. Obviously, Spurs, they've not been the best team in the last few weeks, but Conte's got them important victories against maybe teams you'd expect them to beat, against Brentford and Leeds. But look, ultimately, Son is back to scoring. Kane, he'll find a way eventually. It's just, I don't know how he's not scored for so long. I do think Spurs, though, they will be fairly comfortable in terms of performance-wise against Norwich, but as we've seen this season, Norwich, frustratingly from Watford's perspective, because we want to keep them down there, they've started to nick up a few points or two, and Dean Smith has got them playing some good football. Pukki's in good form. Will he continue that? I don't know. But I just feel like this is not going to be as easy as Spurs fans might make out based on Norwich's new manager. So I'm going to say Spurs to win, but to win 2-1, and a bit like Leeds, a bit unconvincingly. So the first goal for Spurs, it's going to happen again, but Sergio Reguilon has just been in brilliant form, so he will get the opener. Norwich equalised, though, through a little bit of Billy Gilmore, the ex-Chelsea man, and probably get a few boos from the crowd. But the winning goal for Tottenham, it's got to happen eventually, isn't it? Harry Kane with a scrappy goal from the left-hand side, and it is 2-1 to Tottenham. Now, it is Villa v Leicester. This is a game that could be easily a Leicester win, but I'm going to go outside the box and predict Villa. Now, it's not maybe that outside the box, because Villa, under Gerrard, look a great opposition. Now, obviously, it's early days. We don't know that this is going to continue, but what's looking like a very good team right now is that Villa team, because Watkins is in good form, right? You've got McGinn playing a very good level of performance and, chipping with a few goals as well. You've got defensively, Konza and Mings looking much more solid, and Martinez is back to his best. So I think this is going to be a game that Aston Villa should certainly be, feeling positive about. At home, they've been quite a good side to watch. And Leicester, defensively, still got problems. And we saw that against Watford. We also saw that against Southampton. But they do have the goals through Vardy and Maddison to bounce back. So I think Leicester will push them all the way. But I've just got this sneaking feeling that Villa will sneak it. Villa 2, Leicester 1. And Vardy, don't think he's going to score this time. Instead, it's going to be his strike partner. It's Kelechi Iheanacho. When has he scored this season? Very, very little. Then goals for Villa, I think, will be, first of all, a little bit of, who is it? You know it. It is Watkins again. But then the second goal for Villa, it's going to be from a defender, and it's instead of Matt Targett, the other fullback, Matty Cash. Now, it is a match-up between Southampton and Brighton, the South Coast derby. What will I say for this one? Well, Brighton, very, very disappointing, I thought, against West Ham. They had chances. They should have scored more, but they will take it with a goal like that from Neil Maupay. What a cross from Lamptey. What an overhead kick. And actually, away to West Ham is a good result. But Southampton are a team that can blow hot and cold. They did look quite decent against whoever it was they played before Leicester. I think it was... Sorry, no. The game before that, they played Liverpool. They were awful. No. I meant to say the game before. I think it was... Was it... Oh, I'm trying to think now. Norwich? I think it was Norwich, and they lost that, actually. So I don't even know what I'm saying. But no, the point I'm saying is Southampton have been good attacking. Che Adams is really good form right now. Also, McCarthy's been making a lot of saves. So Southampton have been impressive, I think, and they will, in my opinion, win this game. Southampton 2, Brighton 0. Tino Livramento to get the first for the Saints, and the second, Che Adams. Now, it is Leeds v Brentford. This is an interesting matchup. I don't see this being a win for either side, just because both teams so attacking, and they're defensively a bit shaky. So it'll be probably a lot of chances from both teams, a lot of missed chances, but a draw Both sides would be fairly happy with that. And Thomas Frank's got Brentford playing some great football for sure. And against Tottenham, they were just not quite at the races. But I'm sure they'll be better here. Leeds 1, Brentford 1. Leeds to score first. And it's not going to be a man you'd expect. But Robin Koch, I think from defence, will get a goal. But is he actually playing these days? Probably not, to be fair. All right, instead then we'll go for a little bit of Calvin Phillips. But the goal for Brentford, I'm going to say, is going to come from... It's going to be a midfielder. And it's going to be Sergi Canos to bounce back from his disappointing own goal. But not a lot he could do about it. And finally, we've got Newcastle versus Burnley. Now, you've got to think this is a good result for Newcastle, right? We thought that in the Norwich game, but it was silly to get sent off after 9 minutes. Kieran Clark, what is he thinking? And they really should have, held out. I think Norwich just seemed to dominate from then onwards. And look, it's a good penalty from Wilson. He got lucky, I think, with the way it went in off the bar, but it's a game they should have won. The best chance, realistically, of 3 points. And this is another good chance because Burnley have not been amazing recently, but obviously they did get 0-0 v Wolves, so the defence has been slightly better recently. I just think both teams will score, but it won't be enough. Newcastle 1, Burnley 1, and Chris Wood to score for the away side, but the equaliser is going to be a fabulous goal from your man, Gucci man. It's Alain Saint-Maximin. Thanks for watching my Premier League predictions for Matchday 15. Do get yours in the comment section below, and don't forget to have a little yummy, 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 and watch The Office. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.